It is the 21st day of September here on Daily Cards Live on ClavesOnline.com, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. And Rammer, the Cardinals go for 10 in a row tonight in Milwaukee.
You know what? I haven't done it because it's kind of come up as a shock. Normally this time of year when things are going, I'd be saying, the Cardinals are coming, tra-la, tra-la. They've already arrived. And they really are doing almost everything right. There have been days, not last night, where the bullpen's been a little bit shaky, but effective enough to win games. The defense is off the charts, spectacular, and the offense continues to give the pitching enough and has really started to click. Everybody has gotten the bad months of their season out of the way, and just about every hitter in that lineup has had them, and they're finally clicking, and it's really been an amazing thing to watch.
It has. And you know, I think just so much during this season, we have sat here and we have talked about the team, you know, going on one of these runs and having an opportunity to separate themselves from the teams that we know they can beat. And I keep bringing us back to what we saw in the month of June when they faced bad teams and they couldn't get anything done. And we just kept waiting. I think at one point I joked about them having or going on a 13-game winning streak when you looked at the teams they were playing.
You're right.
And, you know, you said you would have been happy with them going 11-2 at the time in that. And now that it's here, we're possibly seeing them going on this type of run that is just separating themselves from some really, really good teams.
Yeah, so now I keep trying to look at the numbers, and I had said, can you go 7-7? Now can you go 7-6? I think 7-6 holds everybody at bay. And yesterday was a terrific game. John Lester, who I was on record on this show with he and Hap saying, you know, I wasn't thrilled by it. Whatever. And one of the Cardinals yesterday, who was it? Was it Arenado? Somebody talked about Lester in his career being a big game pitcher, and he is showing that. And I didn't think he had that left in him, and I was dead wrong. And this has really been remarkable.
I like the quote that John Lester had in the post game conference. I think it was Ben Fredrickson that asked him the question about to describe what this team was like the day he first arrived after the trade deadline to what it's like now. And I think he said something along the lines of, you could tell it was there. You know, the talent was always there. They just couldn't put it together. And then finally one person starts going, and then it translates to another person and another person. And now all 8 in the lineup seem to have something going on to where it's clicking, and this team is having a lot of fun with what they're going out there and doing. Heck, we're even seeing Matt Carpenter going out there and you know, being productive. So, and it's good that we're seeing that, because I think he's also accepted that these are his final days and weeks with the St. Louis Cardinals organization.
Yeah, and a real quick history lesson on, well, why weren't they doing it before? Well, you know, why you hit, why you're hot, why you're not hot. I mean, that's baseball theory, and every hitting coach is going to be different. But you take a look, you know, Tommy Edman started the season off hot, had a couple of bad months, and now his resurgence kept him at the top of the lineup. Goldschmidt has improved every single month of the year. He keeps getting better as the year has gone on. Tyler O'Neill, okay to start. We saw some real glimmer of things, and then he couldn't stay healthy. Then once he got into the lineup and stayed in the lineup, O'Neill has taken off. Arenado has had power all along, and now it's really becoming more consistent. We saw a flip in the lineup. I don't know if it'll be the same way tonight with Dylan Carlson hitting 5th. Yadier Molina keeps getting clutch hits. Here's a key thing. Edmundo Sosa taking over every day at shortstop. It took a long time for Mike Schilt to get there, but when he did, I think it absolutely has been a critical factor in this offense and the offensive resurgence. And then Harrison Bader was horrible, had a great July, has had a good September, and that's how you go top to bottom. That's your history, and everybody's coming together now in September.
At the beginning of the season, Edmundo Sosa was the 27th man on a 26-man roster. He really he couldn't get on the field for anything early in the year, and injuries kind of forced him in there, and he forced his way to stay there. His performance has kept him in that lineup day in and day out. And Rammer, I do have that lineup for you for today to let you know exactly what the Cardinals are going to be doing here at 6:40 tonight in Milwaukee. It's Jake Woodford against Brandon Woodruff. Good luck to Danny Mack and to John Rooney and to Polo Asensio for, I think it's Polo. I don't know if Polo's on the call. I know they're traveling, I think, for the postseason. I don't think they're traveling yet. So good luck to John Rooney and Danny Mack to keeping that straight in the game today. Tommy Edman leads off at second. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Tyler O'Neill in left. Nolan Arenado at third. Dylan Carlson back hitting fifth in right field. Yachty behind the plate. Sosa at short. Bader in center with Woodford on the mound. For the Brewers.
Before you get there, if it were me, and there's always an issue of ego and seniority, but I would flip Sosa and Molina as well and drop Yachty to 7. But that's getting pretty nitpicky. What I think Mike Schilt loves about moving Dylan Carlson up is having a left-handed bat to break up the right-handers in the bottom of the order, and I think it's a really good move.
Yeah, and I think one of the things you could argue about making that move over, I mean, anything over, you're talking ego. I think the explanation is simple. You just don't want Edmundo Sosa's speed to be behind Yachty on the bases. I think that's a simple way to spin it right there. Is that you get one of the fastest guys. I mean, and God, the speed on this team, when you look at just everybody, when you look at Sosa and Bader and O'Neill and Edmund, and you could throw Carlson in there for his speed. And you look at all of the fast base runners on this team that, yeah, you know what? If Sosa's on first and Molina puts one in the gap, he's scoring. So that would be a very good move to make. But again, I do think it does. I agree that it would probably get a little nitpicky, and the way it's working right now seems to be working just fine. The Brewers are going to go with Wong leading off at second, Willie Adames at short, Escobar at first, Garcia in right, Narvaez behind the plate, Urias in third, Peterson in left, Taylor in center, and Brandon Woodruff on the mound. So once again, no Lorenzo Cain after his spectacular catch over the weekend, has been out with groin and hip injuries since then, as he fully extended his body, crashing into the wall.
And no Christian Yelich, who was shocking in his lack of ability to throw yesterday. I mean, shocking. And for a guy who just a couple of years ago was arguably the best player in the National League, to be a guy who's not even playing every day and can't throw for whatever. I'm not aware of a specific injury, but the guy can't throw.
No, he can't. And you see him out of the lineup. And luckily for the Cardinals, Tyler O'Neill is back in the lineup. Yesterday, fouling the ball off of his foot. And you could see him struggling around the bases when he scored from second on that Molina single. So good to see that that's not keeping him out just for precautionary reasons in this game.
Agreed. Let's face it, the lineup is clicking, but there isn't depth. There still isn't depth. And this one, when the season's over, we'll go back and talk about how the team was set up, what worked, what didn't work, and look to the future. But let's be honest. There isn't depth. They continue to try and massage the bullpen to give it depth. And fingers crossed to get these last 13 games in without really being exposed. But the Cardinals can't afford to have a starting position player to go down.
That bullpen you mentioned should be really, really fresh today. They were able to get that win last night without using Genesis Cabrera, without using Alex Reyes, without using Giovanni Gallegos.
Good.
And if you want to take it one step further, TJ McFarland threw 7 pitches last night, Luis Garcia threw 8 pitches last night. So
everybody should be good.
Those are 5 arms that should be ready to go in that bullpen. And again, hopefully you're not using all 5 of those arms, and therefore moving forward into the rest of the season, or into the rest of this week, the rest of this series, with more of those arms there for you.
Yeah, you don't know how it's going to go tonight. Do you have to go to the pen early? Do you fall behind early? Do you get a big lead? Is it tight, but you got to go to the pen in the 4th because of pitches? I mean, there are so many variables, but your point, well taken. No matter what the scenario, Mike Shildt should have the arms he needs to deliver against that given scenario.
So, Rammer, we go into the game tonight. Scoreboard watching still, as last night the Reds almost got tripped up by the Pirates. They really had to fight to come back, end up winning that game 9-5. But the Phillies lose to the Orioles 2-0 in their game. And I know John Means has been good this year. I believe he's thrown one of the many no-hitters in baseball this season, the pitcher for the Orioles. But if you're the Phillies, you cannot get shut out by the Baltimore Orioles at this point in the season.
I don't know if they talk about it, but if we were doing a podcast of the Daily Phillies, I think you and I might be saying the Phillies' best shot is catching the Braves.
I would think that's the case. I mean, for as bad as the Braves have been over the last 3 weeks, I think you're definitely looking at that. Yeah. Rather than watching what the Cardinals and Reds are doing every single night. Just focus on that one team in front of you and scoreboard watch that, and just kind of let everything else take care of itself. But when you're facing the worst team in all of baseball, you need to beat them the same way the Cardinals will with the Cubs this weekend, and the Reds do right now with the Pirates. There are a lot of bad teams in Major League Baseball right now, and a lot of good teams are playing them in these final weeks. Also, it should be mentioned, last night the NL West was off. So you have the Dodgers. They are in Colorado tonight. The Giants and Padres begin a series in San Diego. See what the Padres are like after getting a day off and being back at home after 10 days. As now I feel like scoreboard watching has just encompassed so many things, because not only are you watching who's behind you, you're also taking a look at who you might be playing in that one-game playoff.
Yeah, the thing is, you would, under old-time circumstances, you would say, well, maybe the Giants will kind of ease into these last 2 weeks, but they're trying to hold off the Dodgers, and so they're gonna be playing every game, every situation, full bore, and that is not a good sign for San Diego.
It is not. Rammer, we will have all of those tomorrow, all those results, and we'll talk about this game leading into Game 3 of the series tomorrow here on Daily Cards. Show, of course, presented to you by Mungenast St. Louis Acura, and Rammer, your friends at Royal Banks.
Royal Banks, helping out St. Louisans and St. Louis business, one business at a time. It's one of the things they believe in. And I always talk about personal banking because it's so important to all of us, including the interactive teller machines. But don't forget, if you're looking for a small business loan, I know for a fact that Royal Banks wants your business. Give them a call, 314-212-1500, or go online to royalbanksofmo.com. Royal Banks, one business at a time, making it work for St. Louis businesses. It's Royal Banks, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Rammer, are you going repeat hat today?
Yeah, I had to. I just got here back in time. I didn't get a chance to go back to the lid closet and went back to my old PGA hat. So that's only the second time all year. So I'll make amends tomorrow.
I've been cheating for most of the year. Yesterday, well, I didn't have a hat yesterday because it was before a game. But Rammer, I've been going Metal Mondays. I had 2 from this weekend. It's Metal Tuesday this week from Omaha on Sunday. Mount
I
Rushmore
love the one in your right hand.
Saturday.
The one in your right hand is sweet.
This one right here.
That is nice.
This physically the hardest thing I've ever done in my life was the Mount Rushmore race this past Saturday.
It's cool. You got a cool medal for it, so you won't ever forget it. That's a great medal.
Yeah, that never again do I have to do that.
Good.
There were people there that were saying it was their third or fourth time, and now looking back on it, they were idiots. Because Rammer, that's going to do it for us today here on Daily Cards Live, presented each and every day by Mungenast, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri, right here on ClaimsOnline.com.
St. Louis Acura is excited to announce the opening of our newly remodeled service lounge. We sell pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models and take pride in servicing what we sell. We offer free pickup and delivery service and a complimentary car wash and vacuum with every service. We also have a full-service reconditioning shop on site that can repair dents, bumpers, and wheels. As the nation's only 29-time Acura Precision Team winner for customer satisfaction, we work every day to make St. Louis Acura better than ever for you.